There's a rumor that's been floating around for decades, whispered in wellness circles, reinforced by random Instagram infographics, and occasionally shouted by your cousin who just discovered gut health. The claim? Eating fruit after dinner, or worse, after cooked food, turns your stomach into a fermentation chamber, slowing digestion and creating bloating, gas, or some kind of metabolic apocalypse. But is there any truth to this fruity fear, or is it just dietary drama dressed up as science? First, let's debunk the big myth that fruit sits on top of other food in your stomach and starts fermenting like a rogue wine project. In reality, your stomach doesn't operate on a first in, first digested model. It churns everything together, fruit, pasta, salad, regrets, and digests it as a unified mess. Enzymes and stomach acid break down all the food at once, so fruit doesn't just sit there like a diva waiting for its turn. Warning: eating fruit after dinner may cause nothing except satisfaction and maybe some vitamin C. However, there are a few reasons some people might feel less than fabulous after a post-dinner fruit binge. For one, many fruits are high in natural sugars, glucose and fructose, which can spike blood sugar when eaten alone or in excess. Having fruit right after a carb-heavy or high-fat meal may blunt that spike slightly, but for those with insulin resistance or prediabetes, stacking dessert-style fruit on top of a big dinner could push their glucose levels higher than expected, especially with tropical fruits like mango or pineapple. Then there's the bloating factor. People with sensitive guts, IBS, or certain FODMAP intolerances may notice more gas or discomfort when they add high-fructose fruits, looking at you, apples, pears, and watermelon, to an already full stomach. It's not fermentation in the mystical sense. It's just that the gut is overwhelmed and struggling to process multiple food types, fibers, and sugars at once. Cue the internal rebellion. Also worth considering: timing before bed. Fruit is often thought of as light, but it can cause digestive activity that disrupts some people's sleep, especially if it's very acidic, like citrus, or cooling, like melon. Some folks report that eating fruit late makes them wake up bloated, gassy, or just mildly annoyed at life. Again, not a universal disaster, but it's not a wellness myth for everyone either. That said, for most healthy people, eating fruit after dinner is not a digestive crime. In fact, it's probably better than dessert packed with refined sugar and cream. Whole fruit provides fiber, antioxidants, and hydration, and can actually improve digestion when it helps move things along. Berries after a meal?
Great.
Sliced apple with a little peanut butter? Even better. Half a pineapple on an empty stomach at 10:30 p.m.? Maybe not your best move. Bottom line, no, fruit doesn't rot in your stomach if you eat it after dinner. But depending on your gut health, blood sugar sensitivity, and bedtime routine, it might cause some discomfort or just unnecessary drama. So go ahead and enjoy that after-dinner plum or handful of cherries. Just maybe don't make it a fruit buffet unless you're planning to sleep with the windows open.